Anthony Cradaville and Ethan Campbell will be your deep returners for the Trojans back around the 5-yard line.
Cradaville had a 92 or 93-yard kickoff return last week and didn't score. Unbelievable effort by a Lapeer East Eagle who came the entire length of the field, caught up with him, and drove him out of bounds at about the 3-yard line.
Brad Byrne is kickoff man for the Blue Devils, and we are just about set on a beautiful Saturday afternoon for high school football. Here's a kickoff, kind of a short kick off the side of his foot. Takes one bounce, and Gaylord hits the ball at about the Trojan 25-yard line. Central goes on the offense left to right here in the opening quarter, led by their junior quarterback, Sean Williams, who's back after injuring his shoulder in that a devastating loss to the Titans earlier, Tim.
I think they could make him kick over if they wanted.
They're going to take
you know what's funny is he hurt his shoulder in the first play last week. He comes in and throws a completion. I think he completed like his first 9 passes last week and really just kind of lit a fire under the Trojans. I think that Lapeer East Eagle team was very well stacked with talent.
Shepperly and Campbell join Williams, and here's Campbell with his first carry up to the 40. He'll get 5 off the right side. Good blocking there by the right guard and right tackle. It opened up a big hole for the junior running back Ethan Campbell, who's had quite a season already for this Trojan team, Tim.
Campbell's the kind of guy who could make you miss in a phone booth. He's got a lot of moves.
2nd down and 5. Early moments here from Thurlby Field. Glad you've joined us here on News Talk 580. This is that pistol look, Tim? Is that what you call this?
Yep, that's the pistol.
Second play, second handoff. Campbell again, and not much running room this time. Maybe a couple right up the middle.
We refer to the pistol, it's a shotgun set, but the running back behind the quarterback. So he's at running back, so really about 7 yards deep.
Zach Hayner hit the junior running back after a gain of 2. That's going to make it 3rd and 3. Opening series here of this Big North Conference game. Both teams 0-1 in league play. West atop the league all by themselves at 4-0 after their win last night. Williams is going to throw on 3rd down. Got his man complete, 1st down. And that is Drew Gerard Pampu. Almost
he made a nice move after the catch as he spun around. He was right at the post when he caught that one and had to make a move to get that 1st down and got about 5 yards after the catch.
1st and 10 Trojans. I'll move the stake for the first time this afternoon. Well, we had to wait almost till halftime to see that in that Titan game last night.
Yeah.
That was still one of the more bizarre games you've ever seen. Really outplayed for the majority of the time by Alpena. 1st down play, Campbell pops it to the outside. Nice defensive play to close down the hole there, but he'll be in Gaylord territory at about the 48-yard line.
See where they marked that one. They're only going to give him about 3 yards, Joel. That one opened up quickly and looked like he had some running room, but credit the left side of that Gaylord line with closing that hole in a hurry. Chris Alt at Nevada was the one who started that pistol offense. And who's the quarterback at San Francisco? Kaepernick?
Oh, yeah, Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick.
He was star of that offense a couple of years ago.
Williams is going to throw it here on 2nd down. Complete. Egbert gets away from his man. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, and he's down there. And running him down from behind was the Gaylord defensive back, Lance Chapman. After Egbert got away from the original defender, it looked like he might go to the far corner of the end zone. But credit Lance Chapman with making up a lot of ground and bringing him down at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal Trojans.
40-yard pickup for Egbert. He had 2 catches for 19 last week. I think he had a couple other good plays.
That was a great run after he caught that ball. He spun away from the defender. 1st down play, they give it to Campbell. Tries to bounce it outside. They'll wrap him up just inside the 5-yard line.
Campbell gets maybe 2 on that one. Gaylord in a 4-man front with the 3 linebackers, and they've got a kind of a monster back sitting in there.
Don't forget, after the ball game, we pick our Williams Chevrolet player of the game. Here's Egbert back in the game. He comes in for Daniel Euchre. Approaching the 3-minute mark of the opening quarter, we're scoreless, but the Trojans are knocking on the door inside the Gaylord 5-yard line.
Egbert and Pampu wide.
Pitch out, a little low. Campbell picks it up, bounces it outside. He'll walk into the end zone. TD.
Untouched.
Traverse
5
City
yards out.
Central.
Campbell. He races the bagel.
Did he score last week?
He did not score last week. He had 41 yards on 14 carries and did not hit Gator.
See, he just needed me to come back.
That's right.
He's been a machine when I've been there.
You're right, Joel.
5-yard run by Campbell puts the Trojans on the board first. And here's the senior, Trey Gorder III. Jacob Gorder III. We call him Trey. Ball's down, kicks in the air. It's good. 9:03 to go, opening quarter from Thurlby Field. Traverse City Central 7, Gaylord nothing.
AP Bio.
Debate.
Orchestra.
Cross country.
Traverse City area public schools offer the broadest curriculum and greatest variety of programs and activities of any area school system.
Yearbook. Chorale. Cimatech.
Français.
Equestrian. Pom Squad.
At TCAPS, kids discover their potential because there are so many places to look.
I want to do it all.
Traverse City area public schools, giving every child every opportunity to reach higher.
Boy, I tell you what, that was a very precise drive engineered by Tom Pazano's team. They take it all the way down the field. 65 yards, the final 5 by Ethan Campbell to lead it 7-0 here with 9:03 to go in the opening quarter. That's the way you need to do it, Tim.
That was almost a flawless drive there, and there was no mistakes, no incompletions, 7 plays, and paid her.
So Gorder kicked that one almost through the goalpost. It was through the end zone on a fly.
He almost hit Glenn Loomis on that one.
Think that kid's got a little leg?
He's got a very good leg. I think he was very embarrassed and disappointed in his play against West. He missed 3 field goals. They were very long ones, but he is very accurate.
Well, we've been home here a little bit. We're going to go on the road now for the final, well, until the final week of the season. Next Friday nights, we'll follow these Trojans again. They'll be in Petoskey to play the Northmen. First down, Gaylord goes on the offense for the first time, led by their junior quarterback, Stephen Fitzik. He's from the shotgun. Lone running back is Morris. Fitzik up to the line, pops it across the middle, complete. Across the 30, loses the football, picked up by the Trojans. Pass was caught by Colin Waters. He got hit, coughed up the football, and TC Central with a big recovery.
Boy, that was a big, that really hurt.
I didn't think Waters was even going to play. He'd been banged up last week, but
he picked up about 12 yards in the first down, but he dropped the ball after the second or third hit in there.
At the Gaylord 34-yard line, Central takes over already up 7-0. Ball spotted on the left hash mark. Sean Williams, the junior quarterback's got Joe Shepperling and Ethan Campbell in the backfield. Gerard Pampu. Here's Campbell on first down. He'll get to the 30, almost 5. And the other wide receiver is Zach Egbert.
Both wide receivers have reception so far. Campbell got 4 on that one. They're kind of just straight diving him. He's in that deep back position. He goes about 7 yards before he gets to the line of scrimmage. So
Williams has got to tie his shoelace now. They're going to give him an official timeout, I think, to do that.
He's got to go 12 yards to get 5.
Oh, and then he gives the referee 5. Now we're rolling again. 2nd and 6. Williams looks left, fires back the other way. We're off the fingertips of Gerard Pampu, incomplete.
How's that for confidence, Joel? Your junior quarterback high-fives the referee.
Yeah, it's not bad, huh?
Well, I think he's comfortable back there.
3rd and 6 now, 8:13 to go in the opening quarter. Let's see if the Trojans can take advantage of this Gaylord turnover.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Cleaver lives in Traverse City. He did what he coached last time. He went down to, I think he was a grad assistant at Central Michigan, not a highly paid position.
Williams steps away from the rush here, rolling, got a man open on the sideline, complete. That's Egbert, gets away from one man near the 15-yard line. Williams made that happen with his legs and then his arm as he gets Zach Egbert right along the near sideline.
Boy, Egbert did a great job after the catch. That was about a 12-yard pickup. He's got 52 yards on 2 catches so far. And Williams really does a nice job scrambling there.
1st and 10 Trojans are deep in Gaylord territory now in the red zone from the, we'll call it the 17-yard line.
Now we got Campbell split out.
Shepperly's the lone running back. Shepperly takes the handoff right up the middle. It's down to about the 6-yard line. That might be another first down.
I think he's going to get the first down.
But what a burst by Joe Shepperly, huh?
Nope, they're not giving it to him.
I guess they don't give forward progress anymore.
We're getting some questionable marks here.
Last night it certainly did.
Yeah, there was some strange ones.
Second down here, that was not a first down.
It was consistently bad on both sides, though.
This time they stack Shepperly up right about the 5-yard line, still trying to get away. Whistle finally blows.
You know, the Blue Devils are playing hard here. They've run one offensive play. They got 12 yards and fumbled the ball.
7:18 to go, first quarter. Trojans up 7-0, and they're at the Gaylord 5-yard line. Going to be first down and goal for Central, who's moving left to right here in the opening quarter. His black home uniforms. Gerard Pampou in motion, takes the handoff, sweeping left, needs a block. He's got it. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
Egbert just tied up his corner there, just drove him. He stayed with him the whole time, kept his feet. Give that assist to Egbert.
And true Gerard Pampou scores on a sweep. He came in motion. The quarterback, Williams, gave him the ball sweeping left. A great kickout block there by Egbert. Pampou is in the end zone, Gerard Pampou, and it's 13-0 Trojans, and we haven't even played halfway through the first quarter yet.
I'll tell you what, that really is great when your wide receivers are getting blocks like that.
I don't think Gorder got all of that one, but it was good enough to get it through the uprights. 6:57 to go, opening quarter, 14-0 Trojans, back in 30 seconds.
You see it in their eyes, their smiles, the sheer joy of learning. It doesn't come from a book, it comes from a teacher, a passionate professional who makes subject matter come alive. At Traverse City Area Public Schools, teachers inspire students by building relationships, nurturing potential, opening doors to the many possibilities. And the results are plain to see. Traverse City Area Public Schools, giving every child every opportunity to reach higher.
We're back here at Harry Running Stadium at Thurlby Field. The A-team, Joel, Frank, Tim Brick, Christopher, our engineer, producer. Gorder kicks the ball into the end zone. It'll be a touchback for Gaylord, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Right now, let's pause for station identification. You are listening to Trojan High School football. 14-0 Traverse City Central. Last time Gaylord had the ball, they ran a play, they fumbled, and the Trojans took advantage of it. They've scored 2 touchdowns here in the first half quarter. The clock is not running yet. Fitzik, the junior quarterback, Morris, the lone running back, takes the handoff, sweeping left, needs a block. He won't get back to the 20-yard line. Josiah Wild, Lopez Wild, he's limping as he comes up. Oh my. He's one of their leaders on defense. That looks like it might be an ankle as he hobbles to the Trojan sideline. That's going to be a loss of a yard.
Who is that?
Morris. Second down and 11. Ball at the 19-yard line. They've got to get out to the 30 for a first. Probably a passing situation here for the junior quarterback. Trips to the right here on the second down play. Fitzik looks that way, pump fake, puts it down, going to run it, crosses the 25 out to the 28-yard line. He'll be just short of the first down. Nice pump fake that time by the quarterback, Stephen Fitzik. Froze the Trojan defenders for just a moment.
And I think that was a designed quarterback draw there. He picked up 9 yards.
They're going to need about a yard and a half here on third down. Quarterback keeper, I don't think he got there. It's going to depend on the spot. I think he lost some yardage maybe. Let's see where they put it down. They're going to say he went down way back at the 27-yard line. He's going to lose a couple.
Yep. And the Trojans really doing a good job of filling gaps there.
That's going to make it 4th down and 3. It looks like Gaylord might have to punt the ball away again.
They're in a 4-3 defense.
Gaylord coming off a loss to West Branch. Central winning over Lapeer East here a week ago, 31-14. In to kick the ball away now is their do-everything kicker, Brad Byrne. Now we've got a penalty play. 14-0 Central, 5:08 to go in the opening quarter.
Illegal huddle they had there.
Yeah. That'll cost them 5. Move the ball inside the 25-yard line. And the return man for the Trojans will move up a little bit here. He's at his own 45-yard line. That would be Sean Williams, the quarterback. He's also their punt returner. Byrne, the Gaylord punter. Kind of a crosswind here this afternoon at Thurlby Field on a gorgeous day for high school football. Low snap, bounces. Cradaville blocks the kick. It's bouncing around the 1 yard line. If they fall on it, it'll be a touchdown.
And Cradaville gets on it. Cradaville is the one who ended up
touchdown Central. Anthony Cradaville blocked the ball, then fell on it. Another Trojan, Mitchell Weinkoop, tried to recover it. He got out from under the big guy, right into the hands of Anthony Cradaville. 20-0 TC Central.
Wow, this has got Gaylord thinking they're drinking through a fire hydrant here, Joel. 4:46 to go in the first quarter, and they're down 20-0. With Gorder coming in to do his magic. It's automatic almost.
Egbert is your holder. 4:46 still to go in the opening quarter. Good snap. They get it down. That time Gorder got it. Hit a power pole or at the power lines. But that's good. And the score now is 21-0 Trojans.
AP Bio.
Debate.
Orchestra.
Cross country.
Traverse City Area Public Schools offer the broadest curriculum and greatest variety of programs and activities of any area school system.
Yearbook. Chorale. Cimatech.
Français.
Equestrian. Pom Squad.
At TCAPS, kids discover their potential because there are so many places to look.
I want to do it all.
Traverse City Area Public Schools, giving every child every opportunity to reach higher.
Well, we've seen a little bit of everything on this Central homecoming game so far. 21-0 Trojans. They have really laid it on Gaylord here, who've coughed up a fumble on a pass and then had a punt blocked after the Trojans engineered a near flawless drive themselves to go 65 yards the first time they touched it. This ball's going to be through the end zone again on a fly. That'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 Gaylord from their own 20.
Gorder's chasing that state record for PATs. He might cut a notch out of it today, Joel.
Yeah, he needed like 40. I don't think he'll make that today.
Not today, but close. Nah, not close, but.
Tell you what, this Gaylord team is going to put it together. I don't know if this is the day they're going to do it. There's still a lot of football to go. There's almost 3.5 quarters left in this game, but they are down 21-0 already, and they go 1st and 10 with the junior quarterback Fitzik.
They've run 4 offensive plays.
Here's Morris trying to bounce it to the outside. He does. Gets to the 25, the 26-yard line. Before about 3 or 4 black and gold clad Trojans bring him down at that point. Leading the way was Reese Adel. Give Morris 6 on 1st down. Call it 2nd down and 4.
Is that Morris or Foster?
44, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got that as Foster.
Shane Foster. Have I been calling him Morris?
Yes.
Okay, it's Shane
I was
Foster.
wondering, I'm going up and down this program. Where is this Morris guy?
2nd down play. Fitzik flushed from the pocket. He can run it. And he's going to get a first down. He gets away from a couple of tacklers to the 33-yard line. So Shane Foster is the Gaylord running back. He's only a sophomore. Kind of a young Gaylord team, too. The Trojans, we know, are young.
You know, what's kind of interesting is Cradaville has had 2 great special teams plays back-to-back. In last week, he had that long kickoff return.
He's also the backup quarterback.
Yeah, he started the game at quarterback, and it was kind of good he got that, you know, because he got pulled out as quarterback, but then comes back and gets a nice kickoff return. Now he gets a touchdown on a block punt.
Here's Foster running the right side, bounces it to the outside, 40, 45, 48-yard line. That'll be another Gaylord first down.
Campbell's in there in his helmet somewhere around the 5-yard line now. I don't know what happened. Somebody ripped it off.
And we've got a penalty flag down around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, well, I think that was what it was for throwing the
throwing his helmet?
Well,
that would be
there's a blue devil that threw it.
it.
And I don't know, that looked like a stadium record, Joel. I haven't seen any helmets thrown that far before.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask. Oh, it's offsetting.
Well, Campbell didn't get a very good throw on his helmet.
Offsetting personal fouls, they'll do it again so that Foster run never happened, basically. It's going to be 1st and 10 again, Gaylord from their own 34-yard line.
Joel, I'm sitting here with a Hawaiian shirt in September, sweating, at a football game. Who would believe that?
Well, you are wearing shorts. We've seen that over the years.
Well, big guys sweat a lot, you know.
Yeah, I've been there.
Trojans in a 4-man front. 3 linebackers, about 3 yards deep.
Right over the center. Fitzik straight back to pass. Got a man wide open in the middle of the field, and he caught
nice
it.
Catch.
He juggled it, hit him in the head, and then he reached out and grabbed the ball at the Trojan 44-yard line.
Holy mackerel, that was a great catch.
He tapped that ball to himself. It was a little bit long. He bounced it off his helmet, and then was able to make a lunging catch before he hit the turf here at Thurlby Field. 1st and 10 for Gaylord at the Trojan 44-yard line. A super play that time by Pasternak, wasn't it?
Yeah, Pasternak. 18-yard completion and another first down for the Blue Devils.
21-0 Trojans, but the Blue Devils are on the move here. First down play. Foster sweeping left, looking for a hole. Got some running room to the 40, near the 35-yard line. He's got about 7 or 8 more. All of a sudden, Gaylord's got a little momentum here, T. And you think maybe, you hope that maybe the Trojans, after getting 21 quick, haven't lost their edge a little bit. That happens sometimes.
You know, it kind of happened last night that Titans got ahead, but they were constantly fighting a pesky Alpena team.
Give Shane Foster 7 on first down. Call it 2nd and 3. Inside the Trojan 40-yard line. Fitzik, the quarterback. Looks left, now right, got a man open. That's complete. Oh, and that is a stick. That is a tackle by Liggett.
That's
Alex
the one
Liggett.
You put on the film.
How to hit on Matt Kempfer. It'll be a first down for Gaylord, but Kempfer will remember that one, won't he?
His mom got hurt on that one.
To the Trojan 31-yard line. Gaylord moves the stakes again. How many first downs for them so far?
They've got 3 first downs. Kempfer got just cold. Laid out.
Alex Liggett, who just seems to be getting better and better every week. He scored a touchdown last week, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And he had a couple of interceptions the week before.
Quarterback Fitzik fakes the handoff back to the 40-yard line. Now rolling around the other direction. Tries to find a hole, cuts to the outside. They're going to get him from behind back at the 35.
Now Fitzik, a junior quarterback, he's got to watch how he's holding that ball as he's kind of holding it out there. Somebody's going to knock that one free. He loses yardage on that one.
Senior Mitchell Weinkoop got him from behind. He's an elusive guy. We had a chance to see him last year. I think he played some quarterback as only a sophomore. Again, Gaylord's got some talent, but it's young, still developing as we go inside of a minute here in the opening quarter. 2nd down 14. He'll lose back across the 35-yard line, almost the 36. Homecoming for Traverse City Central. Kind of a late arriving crowd here, though, but it's such a gorgeous day. I would imagine people are probably out and about doing things, Tim.
A nice bunch came down from Gaylord as well. They're in that pistol look now.
Back to pass Fitzik, got some inside pressure, fires it across the middle, tapped away nicely.
That one going out to Pasternak again. And
I think Charlie Long might have got a fingertip on that one. Stops the clock with 26 seconds to go in the quarter. He was open.
He was wide open. This is going to be a big 3rd down. They only need to get probably 7 or 8 yards on this one, as they're going to probably go for it on 4th down. I don't think they need to get the entire 14.
Well, they do have a kicker who's got enough leg in Matt Byrne. He was making some long kicks in pregame warm-ups, but we're talking about a 53-yarder or so from here.
3 receivers to the wide side.
There comes a rush right up the middle. Fitzik tries to sidestep, and he's going to go down. Shepperly's got him back near midfield.
Fitzik loses 11 yards on that one. And that will force a punt. There is a flag on the play here.
Let's see what that's going to be. I wonder if somebody lined up offside.
It's way in the backfield, so maybe a
what's against
face
Central?
mask.
I didn't get what the call was.
I didn't see it either. It looks like it's against the Trojans. They're calling 4th down. They're picking up the flag.
And they're going to let the clock run out here in the opening quarter. Gaylord's already headed for the sidelines. Clock still rolling with about 5 seconds to go. They're going to take their time getting the punting team onto the field. So after 1 quarter play here from Thurlby Field, Central 21, Gaylord nothing. Back in 90 seconds on. Welcome back back to Thurlby Field. Joel, Frank, Tim Brick, Christopher, our engineer producer. The A team. Here's a low snap. The punter Byrne gets it. End over end kick towards the far sideline. Takes a Gaylord bounce inside the 10, inside the 5, and it rolls back towards the other goal and down right at the 5-yard line. That turned out to be a great kick.
A very good kick, 43 yards, no return. Hit the ground at about 30. Picked up 15 on their 13 on the roll.
Trojans deep from their own end of the field from the 5-yard line. 1st and 10. They'll move right to left here in the second quarter wearing those really sharp-looking black home uniforms. White numerals, gold trim.
I'm sure they're hot, too.
Oh, I bet they are. They're probably sucking in that sun, and there's plenty of it today. Thank goodness there's a little breeze out there, Tim.
That's nice. I'll tell you what, they ask about playing afternoon games. Keep in mind they practice in the afternoon, so I think afternoon games are really fun.
Maybe they found their niche. Maybe they were an afternoon team.
Those college games are all in the afternoon. That's a fun time to play.
From the pistol here on 1st down, Williams gives the ball off to the running back. That's Drew Pampu, and he gets almost to the 10-yard line. Drew Gerard Pampu. I think the Trojans might lead the state in hyphenated names.
It's possible. Pampu's only other carry was a 7-yard touchdown run. What do we got? Gerard Pampu, Lopez Wild, Jean-Claude.
2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard run. Here's another handoff. Same type play. Gerard Pampu bounces it into the middle and cuts to the outside. He'll be stopped just short of the 15. It's going to be a couple of yards short.
Third and a couple.
We've also got Weir Ott in there as well. Reese Adel coming to the Trojan sideline, which is right down to near us. That's the closer of the two sidelines. Gaylord lined up across the way here. This is homecoming, and the Trojans lead at 21-0.
Now we got Gerard and Pampu on the same side to the wide side.
Yeah, and nobody's covered up Gerard. He was wide open there for a moment, Gerard Pampu. Now they finally cover him up with a DB. They're going to throw a lateral pass to him. Cuts to the outside. He's got a 1st down and more. He's at the 20, the 25, the 30-yard line. And now we've got a penalty. Might be
a horse collar tackle there. So
that's going to add 15, right?
He's got about a 19-yard pickup there.
That was just a lateral pass to Drew Gerard Pampu.
Well, you called it, Joel. He was wide open there. They walked a safety out to cover him, and then he did an out, just a real quick throw out to him. And he kind of put that safety on an island. He had to make a perfect open field tackle, or Pampu was off and running, and that's exactly what happened. And we're going to tack 15 on the end of this one.
That's going to take it out across the 40-yard line.
So that's the 4th 1st down for the Trojans today.
To their own 46-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go, quarter number 2. The Trojans have scored 3 touchdowns already this afternoon.
One of those special teams touchdown, Cradaville blocked a punt and was able to get up on it and run into the end zone and recover it.
1st and 10. The junior quarterback, Sean Williams, gives the ball up the middle. Gerard Pampu to the 49-yard line. He'll get 3 on 1st down.
They were using Pampu like a fullback, and he is not built like fullback by any means.
No, they don't have sizes on this roster, but what do you think? 170 pounds, maybe?
Maybe 160. It's interesting, though, when you mention all these Trojan names like Adele and all these guys are coming out. A lot of guys have contributed this year. Coach Passanal plays a lot of kids and gets them involved.
2nd down play. Here's a handoff. This time it's Shepperly, drives across the 50, over the 45, and down to the Gaylord 43-yard line. It'll depend on the spot, but he's very close to a 1st down.
I think he's got it. 9-yard pickup for Shepperly. He is more like a fullback. I believe he goes about 210. He had 5 carries last week for 58 yards, 6 carries, and a touchdown.
1st and 10 for the Trojans from the Blue Devil 42-yard line after the run by Joe Shepperly.
Shepperly came in with Williams. When Williams came in at quarterback, Shepperly had been playing mostly defense. He came in last week and also contributed to that spark that Williams brought in there.
Oh, Gerard Pampu dropped the pass right in his hands on 1st down. Williams hit him in a bad spot. Drew Gerard Pampu running before he caught that one. How many times does that happen?
Not too often.
He was trying to set up his blockers, I think.
You know, that's the first incompletion today, and that should have been caught.
Well, he couldn't throw it any better than that.
He's had 9 completions in a row to start when he first came in last week.
Second down and 10 Trojans from the Blue Devil 42-yard line after the incompletion stops the clock at 9:22 to go in the second quarter. 21-0 Central. 3-man line here bouncing around to a 4-man line. Here's that lateral pass again, complete this time. Catch is made to the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Grabbed by Tanner Schwaneke. That's a younger brother of TJ. That's a name from the past, huh?
Yeah, that was TJ Schwaneke and TJ Shepardly last year. We had the TJ show.
That'll gain 4 and make it 3rd and 6. That was a nice catch by the young guy. Used his hands away from the body to grab that ball. He'll stay in the game as a slot receiver to the right side. 2 receivers to either side. Shepardly's a lone running back on this 3rd and 6 play. Fake a pass. They give the ball to Shepardly, and Shepardly's got a first down and more as he blasts inside the Gaylord 30 to the 28-yard line.
Another 9-yard pickup for Shepardly, for Shepardly in there. He picked up another couple nice blocks there by Egbert and Gerard Pampu again. 6 first downs for the Trojans. They started at the 5-yard line.
They did, at their own 5-yard line. They're now at the Gaylord 29 is where they mark it, 1st and 10 Central. Gaylord jumping around on defense. They're not set if the Trojans snap the ball here. They do. They give the ball off. Here's Gerard Pampu, gets away from the first man, drives to the 22-yard line. He'll get 7. Gaylord's just not getting set on defense. They're jumping around right till the ball is snapped him. And
they got a strong side D and a weak side D, and then they're flip-flopping them, and they're doing it as the Trojans are going into motion, which is partly why they do motions, cause that defense that moment of doubt there.
Trojans go from the pistol here, 2nd down from the Gaylord 22. They pitch it out to Ethan Campbell. Campbell gets hit, gets away to the 20, still driving. He's near the 15-yard line, maybe even the 14. That should be another Central first down.
5 yards for Campbell, and again another Trojan first down. They're down the 15-yard line. This is about the 7th or 8th play of this drive.
Looked like somebody got a face mask in there too, but no call. Trojans can get a first down. They mark him down at the Gaylord 16-yard line. On the left hash mark. Sean Williams, a junior quarterback. He's got Shepardly as his lone running back. Shepardly takes the handoff, tries to bounce it to the outside. He'll get a yard, maybe 2.
It's 21-0 here at Thirlby Field. 7 minutes to go in the first half. The Trojans leading this one.
And they're knocking on the door again. Give Shepardly 2 yards on first down, 2nd and 8. Just inside the 15-yard line now. Coach Pazano sends in the play with the junior quarterback Sean Williams, who still has a little bit of a tender shoulder, but not bad enough that he can't play. In fact, he surprised everybody, the coach said, by being out there last week. They didn't expect him to play against East Lapeer.
He's 4 for 5 today, so I don't know how bad it's hurting.
Fake handoff, quarterback rolling. Williams got a man wide open. Catch made by Reese Adel. He'll stroll into the end zone.
Boy, what a great fake by Williams.
Wow.
He faked it to Pampu and then hid the ball really well as he rolled out to his right and found Adel all alone there. 14-yard touchdown. Reese Adel, first catch of the day. Super play.
I'll tell you what, Williams put that ball right on the money.
He really did a nice job of hiding it because he had Pampu faked really well, and they had those Blue Devils all flow in the opposite direction.
Gorder to attempt his 4th extra point of the day. It's in the air. It's long enough. It's perfect. 28-0 Central. 6.5 to go in the second quarter. We're back in 1 minute.
You see it in their eyes, their smiles, the sheer joy of learning. It doesn't come from a book. It comes from a teacher, a passionate professional who makes subject matter come alive. At Traverse City Area Public Schools, teachers inspire students by building relationships, nurturing potential, opening doors to the many possibilities. And the results are plain to see. Traverse City Area Public Schools, giving every child every opportunity to reach higher.
Well, a gorgeous day for high school football. Traverse City Central homecoming, and right now 6.5 to go in the second quarter. The hometown team is up 28-0. They kick off by Gorder, rolling down around the goal line. They'll let it cross the line, and boy, that was close. Gaylord was letting it bounce around, and a couple of black-clad Trojans were bearing down. If that ball doesn't go in the end zone, Tim, they might recover for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's right. You can't wait too long on that one. But Gorder's always getting them through the. I think they kind of lulled him to sleep. He usually kicks them right through.
I think he hit that one badly. It looked like one of my wedge shots.
When he hits it bad, it still goes a long way.
It does. First and 10, Gaylord from their own 20-yard line, down 28-0. Don't forget, after the ball game, we pick our Williams Chevrolet player of the game. And we're going on the road, one of those great Williams Chevrolets. Next Friday night, we'll follow these Trojans again as they invade Curtis Field to take on the Petoskey Northmen. Always looking forward to go eye to eye with the fans, right?
Yeah.
Fitzik under center on first down. Gives the ball straight ahead. That's Foster. Foster will get a couple, maybe three. I think it's the first time he's gone under center this afternoon, T. I think Gaylord just wants to have a little ball control here and keep their beleaguered defense off the field. Trojans have had a couple of long touchdown drives. They've gotten a touchdown on a blocked punt. The other one was a short field after they picked up a fumble after a completed pass.
They've had a couple real precision drives, though, that looked really good.
Fitzik back to the shotgun, fakes the handoff, got a man open underneath. That's complete. That's not going to go very far. That's Ty Coonrod. Now we've got a penalty flag late. Uh-oh, did the Trojans do something? Up to the 25-yard line. That would have been short of the first down, but I think this one might go against Central. Yep, personal foul against the Trojans.
Was about a 3-yard pickup is all.
Boy, you just can't give these teams new life. That's going to cost them 15. They'll take the ball out to the 40-yard line. First and 10, Gaylord Blue Devils. How many first downs for them now, Tim?
They've got 4 now. You take away some of these mistakes. We said last night there was no rhythm to the game. The Trojans have a nice rhythm offensively. Take away some of these mistakes defensively, and they'd be playing a pretty decent game.
They're up 28-0 here. Just a little more than halfway through the second quarter. We will find out the homecoming king and queen at halftime of this game. West crowned their king and queen last night in their 36-22 win. Foster, not much running room there. Nice penetration off the right side of the Trojan defense. They'll shut him down after maybe a yard. In defensively was that big nose tackle, Tanner Jones. They're going to mark him down right at the line of scrimmage.
That was Brady Seaver and Olivia Sanchez.
William Jenkins, I was on the wrong team there. Jenkins, the nose tackle with that play.
Were the king and queen last night.
Yeah. That was a nice ceremony, wasn't it?
It was really nice. It was long. Game took a little longer than we thought.
Gaylord's going to take a timeout here. 4:48 to go in the second. 28-0 Trojans. Let's take a 30-second break. We're coming right back on the A-team this afternoon from Harry Running Stadium at Thurlby Field. Joel Frank, our sidekick Tim Brick, Christopher, our engineer producer. Always glad to have him back, the chairman of the board. He's kind of the glue that keeps this whole thing together, team. Kind of the unsung hero of the A-team.
Helped us out.
Yep,
Set
Dave
us all
Barr.
up.
Appreciate his fine work.
And his assistants.
Anthony and Andrew. It's the whole crew. They're a good team. We're the A team. That's the B team, the Barr team. Back to pass. Fitzik rolling out to his left. Got a man open on the sideline. Got him. And that's going to be a first down and more into Trojan territory. Nice catch there by Colin Waters.
Colin Waters caught one earlier. Got a 12-yard pickup and then fumbled the ball. This time another 12-yard pickup. His fumble resulted in a touchdown.
Fitzik delivered that ball nicely to the Trojan 48-yard line.
That was a nice throw.
Gaylord's been in Trojan territory a couple of times here this afternoon, Tim. Yet to death the scoreboard, though, down 28-0. 4:39 to go in period 2.
Fitz 4 for 8 throwing.
Foster's your lone running back. They've got 3 receivers to the right side. Fitzik back to pass. Got some backside pressure. Wide open in the middle. Kemper's got it inside the 15. Taken down by the Trojan DB, Chris Constanzer, but not before Gaylord is in the red zone at the 13-yard line of TC Central. And Fitzik again put that ball right on the money.
Who was the receiver there?
Matt Kemper.
Kemper.
Senior wide receiver.
That was a 36-yard catch.
Isn't that the kid that made the great catch?
Yes.
Where the ball bounced off his helmet?
Yeah, he did.
Wiley having a big game for the Blue Devils. Trying to get on the scoreboard here. 1st and 10 from the Central 13. Fitzik gives the ball to Foster. They close him down right at the line.
Well, these guys only average 8 points a game. For them to get on the scoreboard before halftime being
Mackey, Adel, and Shepperly all in there. No gain. 2nd down and 10 from the 13. We duck inside the 4-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter. Going wide left here is Colin Waters, who just made that big catch. Kemper goes wide right. Got a tight end on the right side. That's Pasternak. He's made a big catch in the first half. Fake to Foster. Fitzik's going to run it. He's near the 10-yard line. Ooh, they buckle him over backwards short of the 10.
Well, he tried to spin in there and rolled right into a safety.
Ooh, might have been Mackey who put the hit on him there, huh?
He picks up maybe 2 yards, but he paid for it. He's still got negative yardage because of all of his sacks.
3rd and 8 now from the Trojan 11 after the 2-yard run by Fitzik. Yeah, he definitely looks to run whenever he's got the kind of a Colin Kaepernick mind process, I think.
He's not afraid to take a hit like the young man from Alpena last night.
No, he was ducking and chucking all night long. Of course, it worked to the tune of 319 yards.
Yeah, you can't really fault it. He kept himself safe.
Underneath, Fitzik threw that one in the ground. Maybe he had a man open there. The tight end, Pasternak, and Ty Coonrod was also in the vicinity of that pass, but was in the ground short of everybody, so that's going to be 4th and 8 now from the Trojan 11. Down 28-0. I think you got to go for the 7, don't you, here, team?
Oh, absolutely. I think you need to get that victory. As I said, that moral victory of even a touchdown.
Down by 4 scores already here. There's still 2:45 to go in the 2nd quarter. Well, Kemper, who's wide right, has been the guy he's gone to. The tight end, Pasternak, is on the right side. They're going to throw it left, though. Open, jump ball, knocked away nicely by Anthony Cradaville.
Boy, trying to do a fade route there, and he hung it up a little bit too much. Cradaville comes in. He's already had a great play defensive or special teams.
Well, he made a great play there, too, to knock that ball away.
Well, he recovered quickly because he was wide open for a moment there.
That was 4th down play. Trojans will take over here from their own 11.
Their last drive started at the 5, and they went on a 7-play drive there. 8-play drive. See what happens here.
Here comes the junior quarterback, Sean Williams, from the sideline, getting last-minute instructions from head coach Tom Pazino. His Trojans are 2-2, looking to get their first Big North victory.
2 minutes on the 2:40 on the clock, and 3 timeouts for the Trojans if they decide to work it.
Here's a handoff. Ooh, Gerard Pampou. They'll take him down at the 10. He's going to lose a yard. Good backside pressure from Gaylord, and they're going to actually mark him down at the 9. He's going to lose 2. 2nd and 12 now for the Trojans inside their own 10-yard line. They just took over on downs after holding the Blue Devils on a 4th down from the 11.
Pampou's got 24 yards, 23.
Williams from the shotgun. Shepperly, the lone running back. Back to pass, backside pressure, screen pass. Adel, he's going to lose more.
Boy, nice read on the part of 23. That was Leroy Huey. Tried to set up a screen there, and Huey just sniffed it out. Adel down for a loss.
He was caught a touchdown pass here in the first half. He loses back to the 8-yard line, maybe the 7. They've got to get out to about the 22 for a first down, so it's 3rd and about 15. Got to be careful here with 95 seconds to go until halftime. You don't want to give Gaylord a chance to get on the board, down 28-0.
Looks like they might be called. Timeout.
Timeout called by the Trojans. 1:26 to go. We'll be back with their 3rd and 15 play.
AP Bio.
Debate.
Orchestra.
Cross country.
Traverse City Area Public Schools offer the broadest curriculum and greatest variety of programs and activities of any area school system.
Yearbook. Chorale. Cimatech.
Francais.
Equestrian. Pom Squad.
At TCAPS, kids discover their potential because there are so many places to look.
I want to do it all.
Traverse City Area Public Schools, giving every child every opportunity to reach higher.
For 18 years, the A-Team has brought you high school football play-by-play on News Talk 580, and darn proud to do it. Joel Frank, Tim Brick, and our sidekick Christopher, the chairman of the board, our engineer-producer back at News Talk 580. And this could be a big third down play here for Pazano's guys, Tim. You don't want to set Gaylord up here late in the first half.
Well, and you also don't want to lose momentum going in at halftime. Kind of want to. They've got a pretty good thing going here offensively.
They're going to sweep it with
stop,
Pampu.
yeah.
Needs a block to the outside. He's at the 15, almost to the 18, maybe the 19-yard line. He's going to be just short of that first down and give their punter a little room.
They have yet to punt. This will be their first one.
Pampu ran that very effectively, that man in motion sweep. He comes in motion from a wide receiver position, and then they hand him the ball. And he gains out to the 18-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down and 3. Egbert is the punter. We're inside of a minute to go in the first half. 28-0 TC Central. Gaylord sends a couple of men back across the 50. Low snap. Egbert short hops it and then booms the kick away. Taken at the Gaylord 38-yard line and down at the 41. Nice special teams coverage there. Returning the ball. Gaylord doesn't get much on that return to about the 41-yard line, so they've got 34 seconds left to go now in the second quarter. See if they can get on the board here for Will Cleaver's guys.
42-yard punt and 2-yard return. They're 60 away from pay dirt.
Coming from the far sideline, getting a last-second call from Coach Cleaver is the quarterback, Stephen Fitzik, only a junior. Their star running back is Shane Foster. 34.1 seconds to go in the second quarter. 28-0 Central. Trying to pick up their first Big North Conference win and improve to 3-2 on the season before they go to Petoskey next Friday night. Join us for the Bell Tire pregame show, 6:50 here on News Talk 580. Fitzik underneath, complete to Pasternak. Up to about the 48-yard line, short of a first down. Gaylord still got a couple of timeouts left. Let's see if they use them.
Yes, they do. Pasternak and the other wide out on the other side both ran curl patterns. Both of them were wide open as the Trojans were playing deep. They had two underneath, very short. And those guys set up right in front of the deep guys, but behind those underneath coverage.
Well, that's kind of what Alpena was doing last night to West, just throwing all underneath stuff. But I don't think Gaylord's got a Josh Bell who can take it to the house and that kind of pattern.
Alpena was running an inside route. Those guys were curling. They were stopping. The Alpena guys were coming back across, using their inside receivers to clear off the corners. And
it was a very effective strategy.
Yeah, it was great. They did it very well. 3 or 4 times, twice for 58-yard touchdowns.
Bell and Smith both more than 100 yards receiving in the game and touchdowns. This is a 2nd down and 3 after they got 7 on first down. Gaylord from their own 48-yard line. Again, coming up at halftime, Tim will recap the first half scoring. Hopefully we'll have a Fox News update for you. And we'll also crown the king and queen from Traverse City Central for 2013. Lots of stuff going on.
Looks like the Trojans are going to a man coverage now.
Fitzik, a rush up the middle, got a man wide open, complete, and taken down at the Trojan 32-yard line. That was a breakdown in the secondary there. Colin Waters with another catch.
26-yard catch for Waters. Gives him 50 for the half.
Gaylord hustling to the line here. They're at the Trojan 28-yard line. 17 seconds to go in the quarter. Clock is running. They've got a timeout left. Fitzik back to pass. Looks like there was a holding in there. No call. They drop it down short to Foster. Foster's going to be taken down near the 30-yard line. Oh, and Adel. Well, he came in late. I don't know. That could have been a penalty flag.
Boy, they just get the clock stopped with 1.8 seconds to go.
They got a kicker who's got a leg. They could try one from here. It'd be about 46 yards.
That'd be with a little bit of a crosswind here.
Gaylord's going to use their last timeout with 1.8 seconds to go. And again, the kicker is Brad Byrne.
Was that Foster that caught that?
Yep.
He was his first catch.
He was making kicks on the other side of the field, which was kind of with the wind. Now for the Trojans, they were kicking from this side of the field, and their young guy, Jake Gorder, was putting it through the uprights, even into the wind, but maybe a little different classic kicker too, perhaps.
Yeah, Gorders don't come along very often.
He's been a varsity kicker, folks, since he was a freshman. This is his 4th year, and actually, he is one of Michigan's all-time leaders when it comes to extra points. Not bad, huh?
And like I said, he's getting tougher, too. He made a tackle on a kickoff.
Guess what? They're going to put a couple seconds up on the clock, too.
Yeah, I thought they called that timeout earlier.
And they've got 3 seconds up there now. 2nd and 6. They're inside the Trojan 30-yard line, down 28-0.
This will be the last play, unless there's a penalty.
Back to pass. Fitzik rolling out, still rolling, still rolling.
He's
pump
beyond the line of scrimmage.
And now he's going to be run out of bounds, and that should end the half. After one half of play here from Thurlby Field, the Trojans lead it on homecoming, 28-0. Tim will be back.
The Trojan Band is under field direction of drum majors Josh Belcher, Kelly Forrester, and Colin Holmes. Their show is entitled Pirates, with musical selections from the feature films Pirates of the Caribbean. Drum majors, is your band ready? welcome to Traverse City Central Homecoming. At this time, we would like to introduce all the candidates for the homecoming court. McKenna Beers is the daughter of Jay and Tracy Beers. McKenna is escorted today by her parents, brother Jeff and sister Delaney. McKenna is involved in track and field, National Honor Society, Natural Helpers, and Key Club. She plans to attend either Michigan State or a smaller school to run college track and to major in some type of biology. Escorted today by his parents, Gene Kozaczyk and Robert Dorderer. Kelly is captain of the cross-country team. Her sister is joining. Twin sister Devin. Kyle is captain of the cross-country team, track team, Nordic ski team. He's also National Honor Society president, member of the Model United Nations. Kyle plans to study economics at Dartmouth College. Jacqueline Ewing is escorted today by her parents, Jeff and Natalie Ewing, and her sister, Justine Ewing. Jacqueline is a dance team captain and is involved with Riders on Front for the second year. Jacqueline is planning to attend a 4-year university. Michael Kellett is the son of Brad and Brethi Kellett, who are escorting him along with his sister Cassie. Michael is a member of the Corollaires and Eagle Scout and enjoys sailing. Michael plans to attend Brigham Young University after his freshman year to serve a full-time mission. Nicole O'Brien, the daughter of Jeff and Amy O'Brien. Nicole is escorted by her parents and older brother Adam. Nicole is involved as a church volunteer and as Johnny and friend of the Chief for the Disabled. She also participates in Writers on Front and the National Writers Series. She plans to attend NMC to study religion, philosophy, and foreign language. Danny Mannion is the son of Matt and Jody Mannion. Danny is escorted by his parents and brother, Matt. Danny, Student Senate Secretary, a member of the tennis, downhill ski, and ROV teams, and plays trumpet in the marching band. He is planning on pursuing business, ideally at U of M. Abigail Pallison is escorted today by her parents, Jeffrey and Susan Pallison. Abigail is involved in the NHS, Science, Math, Tech, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and Young Life. She is a 4-year varsity tennis player, 3-year varsity golfer. She hopes to attend the College of Literature and Science and the Arts at the University of Michigan. Marco Marconi is the son of Victoria and Albert Marconi. He is escorted by his parents, his stepmother, Vladimir, brothers Gabriel and Leonardo, sisters Elena and Isabel. Marco is a member of the National Honor Society, cross-country track teams, marching band, wind ensemble, Philharmonic Orchestra, jazz band, and Model United Nations. He is planning to attend the University of Michigan next fall. Bianca Richards is the daughter of Maria and Tim Richards, escorted today by her parents, brothers Hudson and Logan, and sister Olivia. Bianca runs track, plays basketball, and is a member of the Student Senate and Young Life. She plans to attend Grand Valley University. Charlie Long, escorted by his parents Gary and Cheryl Long. Charlie, member of the football, basketball team plans to attend Michigan State University in the fall. Alexa Sunco, daughter of Jennifer and Walter Sunco. Alexa is escorted today by her parents and brother Cole. Alexa is involved in cross-country, downhill skiing, and tennis, planning to go to college and hopefully to do some traveling. Zachary Egbert, son of Audrey and Jim Egbert, escorted today by his parents and Grandpa Earl Egbert and Grandma Ann Vanderwall. Zach is a member of the varsity football, basketball, and golf teams and involved in Fellowship of Christian Athletes and Natural Helpers. Zach plans to pursue a career in marketing at Michigan State University. There you have the candidates. The homecoming court. And at this time, we are pleased to announce the homecoming Queen and King. The 2013 homecoming king is Michael Kelly. And the 2013 homecoming queen is McKenna Beers. Congratulations to Michael and to McKenna. 2013 homecoming king and queen. Congratulations to all outstanding candidates and students at Traverse City Central High School.
AP Bio.
Debate.
Orchestra.
Cross country.
Traverse City area public schools offer the broadest curriculum and greatest variety of programs and activities of any area school system.
Yearbook. Chorale. Cimatech.
Francais.
Equestrian. Pom Squad.
At TCAPS, kids discover their potential because there are so many places to look.
I want to do it all.
Traverse City area public schools, giving every child every opportunity to reach higher.
When I'm on the mic, it's over and I stop. Forget all the lies in the room.
are just underway in the second half here at Harry Running Stadium at Thurlby Field. Traverse City Central has just kicked it off to Gaylord, and return man Matt Kemper across the 20-yard line up to the Gaylord 24. They'll go 1st and 10, left to right here in the third quarter, trailing the Trojans 28-0.
Well, I don't think there's too many times that Gorder doesn't kick it into the end zone. That time the Blue Devils able to get a return on it. They got it out to the 24.
Fitzik goes from the shotgun. Foster, the lone running back. Got a couple of receivers to the far side of the field.
They're getting a signal to play in from the sidelines. Everybody looking at their wristband so that they're all in the same page there.
Looking past Kemper off his fingertips. And one of the Trojans thought just maybe that would have been Constanzer, I believe. Yep, Chris Constanzer almost picked that ball off, and he would have walked down that near sideline into the end zone.
That was a pick six waiting.
2nd and 10 at the 24.
Well, getting some news at halftime that one of the Trojans has been nicked up, Josiah Lopez Wild. Not sure exactly how bad, but don't think he'll be back in this game at least. Backside pressure. Fitzik gets away. He's up the 25, 30, 35-yard line, 37-yard line. Boy, he was dragging tacklers about the last 7 yards on that run.
Well, he's a tough guy. He went in there and picked up a first down on that one.
He was a tough guy last year already as a sophomore. I remember they brought him in.
They had 5 first downs in the first half. Now they got 1 already.
Will Kleber back leading this Gaylord team. There's a pass knocked down by Reese Edel at the line of scrimmage.
And Edel does the call. Edel, I mean, he signals incomplete.
He does it all. Plays the game, scores touchdowns, and does a little officiating on the side.
Like Williams, he high-fives our ref.
2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. First half minute here in the third quarter is a pass underneath complete. Pasternak, the tight end, up to the 43-yard line. He'll get 6 and make it 3rd and 4.
Pasternak's second completion.
You know what? Gaylord's going on a huddle here in the second half. Tim, down 28-0.
They're looking to the sideline. Not sure who's giving them the signal, but they're calling in a number. Everybody's looking at a wristband while he's holding up the cue card.
Trying to speed up the tempo here in the ball game. 3rd down play. Fitzik, pressure up the middle, underneath complete. And that should be enough for another first down across the 45.
Is that Pasternak?
To Leland Huey. Huey made didn't he make a catch in the first half as well?
Is that 23?
Yep.
He did, I thought. I don't have him down here.
At least they threw to him anyway in the first half. Maybe he didn't catch it. 1st and 10, Gaylord up at their own 48-yard line. First possession of the second half. Trojans led it 21-0 after 1, 28-0 at halftime. From the shotgun, Fitzik, quick pass underneath, completing into Pasternak. Got some running room down to the central 41-yard line. That's where Ethan Campbell and Constanzer double team him there. But that's going to be another first down for Gaylord. They're coming out no huddle, and they are really picking up the pace here in the second half, Tim.
They've got 3 first downs now.
Of course, what have they got to lose down 28-0? Still looking their first win this season.
It's catch-22. You're running this quick offense like that, you chance getting your offense or defense on the field a lot. If you can't complete first downs, but they're in a position where they got to catch up. They got 28 points to make up.
Fitzik's slippery. He gets away from that first man every time on the quarterback keeper. He'll take it down to the Trojan 38. He'll pick up about 3 on first down, make it 2nd and 7. They're going to switch the receivers around now. Huey goes right. Kemper goes wide left.
Wide left. He's all the way across the field. And that's who
ball
they
was
throw
tipped
to.
at the line again. Did Adel get his hand on that one again? I think he did.
I think he did. We'll get a signal from Adel shortly.
He just did. Gave you the incomplete pass sign, so I suspect it might have been him.
I wonder if he's going to pick up a check after this.
I don't know. Does he have to join a union? Certainly can't get paid. We know that much, right? Or can he?
No, he can't get paid.
3rd and 8, 9.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Big play here for Will Kleber's Gaylord Blue Devils as they try to get back in this one. Trojans 4 touchdowns in the first half.
If he got paid, he'd probably signal like Johnny Football.
Third.
I don't think you want to deal with that, do you? Got to get down to about the 32 for a first down. Shepperly wraps up the quarterback. He gets away for a moment, and he's going down this time. Cam Lang's got him.
He
Back at the 40-yard, and a couple of players are hurt. Looks like Shepperly for the Trojans and Zach Perry for Gaylord. And now another Gaylord player is also laid out at the 40-yard line. That might be the quarterback. Is that Fitzik, the quarterback? Whoever it is down on his back.
Fitzik.
We've got a timeout on the field. 9:21 to go, third quarter. All Trojans 28-zip. Back in 30 seconds on.
You see it in their eyes, their smiles, the sheer joy of learning. It doesn't come from a book, it comes from a teacher, a passionate professional who makes subject matter come alive. At Traverse City Area Public Schools, teachers inspire students by building relationships, nurturing potential, opening doors to the many possibilities. And the results are plain to see. Traverse City Area Public Schools, giving every child every opportunity to reach higher.
On a very warm afternoon here at Thurlby Field, Stephen Fitzik heads for the Gaylord sideline. Looks like he's got a cramp, Tim, on this kind of day. Got to get those fluids.
Yeah, you know, right after halftime, you don't understand why that happens. They should have been drinking a lot. You know, it's funny, you never see the pros getting cramps, and if you watch on the sideline, there's somebody handing them a cup when they walk off. They have to drink.
Fitzik will gain a couple of yards. 4th down and 8 coming up now. They've got to get down to the 32-yard line for a first down in the ball game. Now at quarterback is Ty Coonrod. He's the backup. Big 4th down play. Back to pass from the pocket, gets away from one man, still trying to run, and he's going to go down at the 41.
He gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. What a tough situation to put a young man into. His first time taking a snap, he's got to complete a 4th down.
Wow.
4th and 9.
Heavy pressure from the backside by Anthony Cradaville and Matt Pupil. They finally get him. They'll mark him down at the 40, but that's well short of the first down, and the Trojans will take over on downs with a chance to put this ball game now in a running clock situation. Tim, they lead at 28-0. The wind has definitely switched around here as it now is blowing quite fiercely right in our press box. Sean Williams, the junior quarterback, as they go from the pistol, they give it first down. Ethan Campbell dragging tacklers to near the 45-yard line. He'll get about 4 on first down.
They're going to Campbell almost every first down. I think every series has started with a handoff to Campbell.
So the Trojans take over on downs. They get 4 on first down, 2nd and 6. 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter of this one. Central comes in at 2-2, 0-1 in the Big North. Gaylord 0-4 and 0-1 in conference play. 2 receivers to either side. Campbell's your lone running back on the 2nd and 6 play. First Trojan possession of the second half. Man comes in motion. That would be Bronson Wood. Quarterback.
A nice fake in there again by Williams. He fakes it to Gerard Bamboo, that time on a dive.
And goes down at the 45-yard line.
He pulls it out and took it around the outside, then slipped and fell on his own. No gain.
3rd down, about 6 yards to go. They've got to get just to the midfield stripe for a first down.
That's only his first run, believe it or not, Joel.
Yeah, he's a thrower.
3rd and 6.
Although he looks like an athlete, doesn't he?
He
probably could run.
Only a junior. All these skilled people from Traverse City are juniors.
Wood comes in motion. Give the ball. No, the quarterback keeps it again, trying to get to the first down marker. He won't make it.
He just misses the first down marker. And once again, a good fake. You heard Joel say he handed it off, and no, he did have it. He does a real good job of hiding that ball.
Lance Chapman from Gaylord got Williams out of bounds short of the 50. It's going to be 4th and 2. Up 28-0. Joe Shepperly comes on the field along with Reese Adel. And I think the Trojans up 28-0. They're going to go for this, I think. 4th and 2 from their own 48-yard line.
Well, they need Williams in there, so that would be a good indication.
I wonder if this is just a call to try to get Gaylord to jump offside here.
Possibly.
Shepperly's your lone running back. And they did it. I believe Gaylord jumped offside. One of the Trojan linemen also jumped. But that was after the defensive end on the left side had come across the line, and that should give the Trojans a first down.
It does. First down for the Trojans.
I think that was the plan all along, to try to get him to jump.
Should have been on the Gaylord sidelines telling the coach to tell him. Good call, coach.
And moves the ball to the 47-yard line, moves the stakes. 1st and 10 Trojans. 7:15 to go, third quarter. 28-0 Central. Shepperly in the backfield along with the junior quarterback Sean Williams. From the shotgun, high snap. They give it to Shepperly, runs into his own blocker. Ooh, and they bend him over short of the 45. Good tackle there on the left side of the line. In there was Jerry Williams III. They've got their own version of Jake Gorder. So that would be Trey Williams for them, right?
That's right. I think you're the one who gave Gorder the Trey tag.
They're going to give him a yard on 1st down, 2nd and 9. Williams going to pop it out to the left side. Nice catch over there by Mackey.
Boy, nice coverage, too.
Well, that ball was on a rope, and lucky it was, too, because that defensive back from Gaylord might have been, was that Kempfer? Was not that far away from the ball. Had he broke on that thing, he might have had some real estate down that far sideline. It'll gain 4 yards and make it 3rd and 5 now at the Gaylord 42-yard line. That was a nice pass and a nice catch by B.J. Mackey.
At the 42.
A.J. Mackey, rather.
Now he's got 4 wide receivers to the wide side.
Empty backfield. Williams rolling left, got some pressure, still rolling, hit, fires it.
Oh,
Gerard Pampu almost made a one-handed catch. It looked like it was intended for Campbell, and Gerard Pampu came out of nowhere and almost grabbed it. It'll be 4th down and 5 Trojans in Gaylord territory.
Little screw up on the pattern there because we had 2 Trojans going for the same ball and Williams getting hit at the same time. An interesting play.
Well, you know what? It's 4th down and 5. The wind is now howling, but that would be right into the wind, wouldn't it? It'd be like a 60-yard attempt. I don't think Gorder's got that kind of leg, not into the wind. They're going to punt it away. Egbert's on now. A couple of return men for the Blue Devils back around their own 10-yard line. Zach Egbert will punt this ball away from around the midfield stripe. Low snap. They short hop it again. Egbert fields it and spirals that kick beautifully over everyone's head. Oh, Cradaville couldn't reach it. It goes into the end zone, touchback.
And Cradaville, what a hustler. He gets down there. I think bounced at the 5-yard line.
Still
that is a 44-yard punt. No return.
28-0 Trojans. 5:43 to go in the third quarter. Back in 30 seconds. On a gorgeous Saturday afternoon for high school football. Glad you joined us. The A-team, Joel, Frank, Tim Brick, Christopher, our engineer producer. After the punt, Gaylord goes on offense again, and we see that Fitzik has not come back in the ball game. Ty Coonrod continues at quarterback, and on 1st down they gained 4 yards. Was that Foster?
That was Foster, but I didn't think Fitzik was hurt. It just looked like cramps, but Coonrod's still in there.
Maybe they want to see what he can do and maybe change this up a little bit, Tim. 4 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 6 play. Well, Fitzik's back in the game now. They give it to Foster again. Foster's near the 29-yard line. 3rd and 1 coming up for the Gaylord Blue Devils.
Foster's a tough little guy.
He's only a sophomore.
He probably goes about 200.
You know, that kid last night for Alpena, he was faster than he looked. Ferguson, wasn't he?
Yeah, he didn't. He
didn't look that athletic until you tried to catch him.
Looked like he was slow going to the line, and all of a sudden he's 8 yards down the field.
Fitzik, well, the quarterback keeper for the 1st down.
He gets it.
Reese Adel makes a tackle for Central, but not before Fitzik takes it to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 Gaylord.
Fitzik's only got 20 yards, but he's lost a lot of yardage getting sacked.
Now he comes over to the far sideline to get the play. Now he's going to run all the way back across the field.
That's why he's got cramps.
He's probably run 200 yards already in this
game. He's out for cross country.
Gaylord's up at their own 32-yard line, approaching the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. All the scoring in the first half of this game. 4 Trojan touchdowns. That's a difference right now. 28-zip. Low snap. They give it off to Foster. Sweeping left. Tries to bounce it to the outside. Great job by the Trojans stringing that out.
Boy.
Foster's going nowhere.
Great job by the defense. They just kept stringing it out. He kept bouncing it outside, and another defender would come up. Super job.
No gain. 2nd and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Well, the one thing that Will Cleaver's guys are accomplishing now, they're keeping that Trojan offense off the field.
Now they're running from a huddle. Last series, they were no huddle the entire time.
They go from the shotgun. Foster, the lone running back, about 3 yards behind the quarterback. Now he shifts. Empty backfield now. Foster's in a slot to the left. Fitzik is going to run it. Gets away from that first man again. He does every time. And they finally double team him up at the 40-yard line. Then somebody from Gaylord comes in late and busts one of the Trojans. And who's slow to get up is Adam Foster. And actually, it's the Gaylord player who came in late is not getting up at all.
Blake Miller. Real slow getting up. And that was a called quarterback sneak as Fitzik was going to go all the way. He picked the ball up and held it up like he was going to pass it, and he pulled it down and took off.
You know what? You can't overrush a guy like that. You've got to stay in your lanes and let him come to you. Because every time that first guy misses him, inadvertently or inevitably, every time because they overrun him.
Yeah.
Just stay in your lane, come in under control, and he'll come right to you. That's what they used to do with Fran Tarkenton when he played for the Vikings.
Oh, he was just a blast to watch.
Yeah, they used to say that they would just stand where they were, and eventually he'd come back to them.
They were absolutely terrible back then, but you watched them because Fran Tarkenton made it exciting.
Frantic Fran.
Played for the Giants, too, didn't he?
He sure did. Then he went back to the Vikings and closed off his career. 3rd down and 2 play. Fitzik takes it out to the 40. They've got to get just across the 40 for a first down. So actually it's 3rd and about 1.5 yards.
That was the Tarkenton, Bart Starr, Bobby Lane time.
3rd and 2.
Many people would think that was
tough man football.
Oh, that was a golden age of football, huh? Handoff up the middle. They dive for the first down. He might be a little bit short.
I don't think he got it.
It's going to depend on the spot.
Well, no, they're going to spot him short.
And that was Fitzik in a running back position. Was it? No, that was Tristan Gregory. I'm sorry. Gregory's going to be 1 yard short just across the 40. It's going to be 4th and 1 yard. Fitzik will go under center. He's going to dive for the first down himself, and he may have pushed the pile enough. I don't know.
I don't think so.
They were at their own 41-yard line.
Run it in there.
Oh my goodness! What a gutsy call by Coach Cleaver. I don't know. It's going to depend upon what they're going to have to. They're going to have to measure this. I don't think he got it. He's right at the 41-yard line.
I don't
he had
think
to get to the 41 and a half.
About 4 inches short. And it is a gutsy call, but this is a desperate team, and they take desperate measures.
28-0 Central. They're coming over. They're going, why are we even measuring this? It's a half a yard short.
Gaylord only averaging 8 points a game, but they've been down in the red zone.
They pulled the stakes. Oh, he doesn't have it. It's going to be Trojan ball.
Got half a yard. You called it.
Trojans will take over 1st and 10 from the Gaylord 41-yard line. I don't know. Even though you're down 28-0, Tim, that's not a good call.
Not really. I tell you what,
if you're on the other side of the 50-yard line, then go for it.
The punt is always a great offensive play if it's kicked right.
Well, fake it if nothing else if you don't have confidence in your offense. But now they give the Trojans a short field. Adel heads to the sidelines. Woods in the game at a wide receiver.
You got a couple new guys coming in there. Bronson Wood coming in also. Bronson had a catch in one of the earlier games, and we haven't seen much of him. How's that, Teresa? Talking about your son.
1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Williams fakes the handoff, going to keep it, tries to bounce it outside. They'll take him down at the 38-yard line. He'll get 3 on first down. Nice defensive play there by one of the Blue Devils. That would have been, was that Chapman? Yep, Lance Chapman holding his ground. Didn't go for all the juking there by the quarterback, Sean Williams, and holds him to only a 2-yard gain. Inside of 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, 28 Trojans, nothing Blue Devils.
Jake Lazowski also coming in there.
2nd and 8.
Now the Trojans go with a pistol here as Ball spotted on the left hash mark. Fake handoff. Rolling out, the quarterback Williams got a man open underneath, complete to Adel. Adel to the 30, down to the Gaylord 24-yard line, maybe the 23.
That's the exact same play that they scored a touchdown on, almost the same amount of yards.
We need to take a 30-second break. Back in 30 seconds on News Talk 580. Sorry, boys. Please don't score a touchdown here. Please don't score a touchdown. Please don't score a touchdown here. Please don't score a touchdown. Please don't score a touchdown. We got 2 minutes of commercials yet.
Uh-oh. We can't go to the mercy rule.
First and 10 from the 24-yard line, and Williams is going to get picked off at the 10-yard line. Throwing the ball for Gerard Pampu, underthrew it. And
Leland.
Like Leland Huey came up with the football, didn't he, Tim?
Yep, Leland Huey made a nice pick there as Williams pushing it right in there. He was trying to thread the needle. He was going right through three defenders, and the third one, Huey, picked it off.
Yikes, that was not a good call there. He didn't have to do that. It was first and 10.
Yeah.
Gaylord takes over at their own 9-yard line after the interception. Is that the first Trojan turnover?
Yes, it is.
Comes with 51 seconds to go in the third quarter.
William is 7 for 9 throwing, so I think he started thinking he was invincible there, I guess.
Fitzik, and this time throws the ball out to Kemp for Constanzer, closes quickly and makes the tackle. Short of the 15-yard line. They're going to get about 5, though, on first down.
Alpena threw for 39 times last night. That was a amazing performance. They picked up 310 yards throwing.
Yeah, Pintar, he was a good little thrower, but didn't want to get hit.
Gaylord is under some next throw will be 20.
Well, that's a lot too, really. I don't remember Will Cleaver being a throwing quarterback. Of course,
really.
he had those great
that
running.
One quarterback. Who was that guy? McMaster, McMillan or something. Boy, he was a good quarterback.
Was it McCormick, something like that?
Something.
McKenzie. No, McNamara.
McNamara. Yeah, he was like 6'4", 6'5", just a prototypical pocket quarterback.
Gaylord's going to let the clock run out here in the third quarter. 12 minutes of football left to play. Homecoming. The Trojans lead at 28-0.
AP Bio.
Debate.
Orchestra.
Cross country.
Traverse City Area Public Schools offer the broadest curriculum and greatest variety of programs and activities of any area school system.
Yearbook. Chorale. Simatech.
Francais.
Equestrian. Pom Squad.
At TCAPS, kids discover their potential because there are so many places to look.
I want to do it all.
Traverse City Area Public Schools, giving every child every opportunity to reach higher.
On a high school football Saturday afternoon, Joel Frank, Tim Brick, Christopher, our engineer producer, just underway in the fourth quarter, and Foster has just run for a first down across the Blue Devil 20-yard line. Up to the 22 is where they're going to mark him down. 28-0 here as we start the final quarter. No scoring in that quarter after the Trojans put 4 on the board in the first half. Fitzik has come back in the ball game now after looked like he got a cramp early in that third quarter. Fake handoff. Fitzik, pump fake, keeps the ball, rolls up to the 25, maybe the 28-yard line.
That's that called draw. Fitzik gets about 6. The statistics have drawn pretty even here in the third quarter. Traverse City with 195 yards and Gaylord with 204. Gaylord's got 5 first downs in the second half. Traverse City's got 1.
But yet the score on the scoreboard is 28-0 Trojans.
Yep.
But they've done a little bit of everything. 2 really solid drives. They've scored on a blocked punt. Here's Foster sweeping the other way. He's got some running room and a head of steam up to the 40.
Boy, he got some nice blocking by his wideouts there as they were in a triple set right tight. Slots off right up the tight end, and that's where he ran it. Those receivers locking in on the corners. Foster picking up about 10 yards on that carry. Another first down and 6
Tim,
for the Blue Devils.
Last 2 days we've seen winless football teams that are not devoid of talent. I mean, we can see both Alpena And also this Gaylord Blue Devil Ball Club now, they could have something going in the future. They definitely have players out there who can play the game. They just don't have enough.
Well, that one Trojan coach said, the league is getting tough. I'm telling you what, that's true. These teams are getting tired of getting their nose pushed in the snow or the sand by Traverse City every week.
Fitzik across the middle, picked off. Oh, and then he falls down. The ball was intercepted by Charlie Long. He had nothing but end zone in front of him, and he tripped over one of the yard lines. He goes down.
Yeah. Harry Running made the tackle on that one.
He made a beautiful break on that ball, made the interception, and nothing but green field in front of him, and he lost his balance and went down at the 37-yard line.
Poor Charlie is going to take a ration of grief at the film session this week as they review that one.
Well, that one had touchdown all over it.
He had 6. He was on the homecoming court as well. So maybe he was dreaming of being a king or something. I don't know, but I know that when they go to see the films and Harry Running makes the tackle, that'll be embarrassing to Charlie.
I got to tell you, in all honesty, I hope he's got better dance moves than that. 1st and 10, Trojans after the interception. Anthony Cradaville's now in at quarterback. They lose the football. Gaylord, it bounces right back, and the Trojans lose it again, and I think Gaylord's got it.
I think they do have
at the 38-yard line.
That was a double fumble.
The handoff went to Eston Prather. He lost the football. Then it was recovered by Gaylord. They lost it, went right through a Trojan's hands, and Gaylord finally pounces on the ball at the 38-yard line. After the second turnover of the afternoon for Traverse City Central, Gaylord tries to throw it first down. Fitzik, a long sideline pattern intended for Kemper, undershoots it, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Kemper made a dive for it, but couldn't come up with it, Tim.
A couple interesting plays there. That double fumble was interesting, giving the Blue Devils the ball back. And just an underthrow, really. Fitzik had an open receiver there.
Foster's your lone running back. They're going to double team Huey, the wide receiver. Fitzik's going to go the other way. Nice catch. Now he loses the ball. Reese Adel picks it up, and they're going to call it incomplete.
Boy, it looked like he took a couple steps with it.
That was, wow. I'd like to see a replay of that one. That was Colin Waters, who fumbled in the first half. I think that was a completion, in all honesty, Tim. I'd like to see the replay of that.
He was just running a slant across the middle. A nice throw.
It is 3rd and 10.
Boy, and
he had
Adel,
the reception.
He's got some pretty good range. The big guy was way back at his own 45-yard line to pick that ball up. But it goes as just an incomplete pass. 3rd and 10. Blue Devils from their own 38-yard line. Just under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. It's been all Central. They lead at 28-zip.
He had almost enough for a first down there.
Fitzik from the shotgun. Good snap. Back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Gets away from one man.
Oh, nice.
Up at the 45, and he is going to be very close to the first down. Fitzik again does it on his own.
He made a nice move on that first defender coming in.
He got away from 3 defenders. They had him hemmed in, and you can't go for the fakes. Just aim at his belt buckle and lay it to him.
He's juked a couple guys.
I know, but that's because you go for the fakes. Don't. Just focus on his belt buckle and then let him have it.
He's a nifty runner.
He's a very good runner. Give him credit.
That's probably why they put that quarterback draw in there. They probably run that 3 or 4 times a day.
How many yards for him so
He's
far?
got 47 yards on 14 carries, and he had a lot of negative yardage from being sacked.
Here's the handoff to Foster. Across the 50 to the Trojan 47, maybe the 46-yard line. Ooh, a whole host of black and gold tacklers there.
They're going to give him just over 3 yards. Foster's got 48 yards on 11 carries.
They got to untangle a couple of Trojans there. They were wrapped up with each other. One of them was the guy who made the interception a moment ago.
Foster's got a lot of confidence. I think he's running harder now than he did in the first part of the game.
Give him 5 yards on first down. 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. 28-0 TC Central. Fitzik from the shotgun from Trojan territory. Now we've got whistles as the ball snapped. Penalty flag right in front of the Gaylord bench. Delay a game, maybe?
Should be the field judge coming in and calling that.
Illegal
procedure. The back judge called that one.
That was a 2nd and 5 play. That'll make it 2nd and 10. Back across the midfield stripe into Gaylord territory at the 49-yard line. Glad you've joined us here for a Saturday afternoon of high school football on News Talk 580. The A-team, Tim and I are on the road next Friday night. We'll be at Curtis Field in Petoskey. We'll be following the Trojans. Hope you'll join us for the Bell Tire pregame show at 6:50 on Friday night.
Curtis Field has more flies than any field but press box in Michigan.
Back pass, Fitzik got a pass complete, and then he drops it. Boy, that was Huey.
That was Waters.
Again.
No,
Leland Huey.
You've had some drop passes there.
Yeah, that ball was catchable. That'll make it 3rd and 10.
Both the last 2 drops, the receiver almost had taken steps, so they were really close to being completed.
Again,
I don't know what it is
afternoon.
about press boxes, but flies like living up there.
They do. Then they can't get out once they get up there.
But Curtis Field has the record.
Fitzik back to pass. Here comes pressure again. Pumps it, gets away from the first man. And then jukes the second man, and he's going to be short of the first down at the Trojan 44-yard line. That'll make it 4th and about 3 yards to go. Shepperly came in from behind.
8 yards, though. Good. He's a good runner. Again, he juked the first guy, makes the first guy miss every time, Joe.
Every time. Every time the first guy misses. I guess that's the mark of a good player. 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in this contest. 4th down, 3 for Gaylord. They're in Trojan territory at the 44-yard line. Sun shining brightly. It's just a beautiful day. Little windy. Gaylord's going with the wind right now. Back to pass. Along the sidelines, Huey's got it. Gets away from Constanzer down the sidelines. They'll bring him down inside the Trojan 15. Wow, coming in from behind to make that tackle was Matt Pupil. Otherwise, Gaylord, now we've got a penalty flag on top of it. No, we don't. That's just a mark on the field.
That's a 31-yard reception for Huey.
To the 13-yard line in Central Territory. Gaylord trying to get on the board here and stop the shutout. Pazano's guys are pitching one right now at 28 zip with under 7 minutes to go in the game.
Trying to take the bagel off the scoreboard.
From the shotgun, Fitzik from the Trojan 13-yard line. Hands off. There's Foster, cuts inside. He's at the 10, maybe the 9-yard line. You turn him back there.
3-yard pickup for Foster. Just a straight dive off tackle, but he's getting good blocks. These wideouts are tying guys up.
They're going to mark him down right at the 10-yard line. Gaylord can get a first down without scoring.
Fitzik's got 55 yards, Foster 53.
And again, this is not a horrible Gaylord team.
They look a lot better in their record, I'll tell you that.
I know.
Alpena looked spectacular last night. They had 400 yards of offense against the Titans, and nobody else has been able to do anything against them.
Here's a handoff up the middle to the 5-yard line. Still churning as Foster
got
the 4,
first
maybe
down.
the 3-yard line. That should be 1st and goal. Blue Devils inside the Trojan 5-yard line.
Foster picks up 8.
And he's only a sophomore, folks, so he's going to be around for a couple more years. Some of these Trojan seniors are probably saying, thank goodness we don't have to deal with him anymore.
That's right.
1st and goal from the Trojan 3-yard line. Gaylord down 28-0, but they are knocking on the door. The deepest penetration they've had all afternoon.
Well, they have played hard. Hate to see the Trojans give up a shutout, but do these guys good get a score here.
Here's the handoff, sweeping right. Foster cuts in. He's going to be in the end zone. Touchdown,
nice
Blue Devils.
Turn back against the grain. He took it out and then cut it back in. Foster making a nice 4-yard, 5-yard, 3-yard run.
Trojans are going without Lopez Wild, Josiah Lopez Wild, who was injured in the first half of the game. Don't know for sure what the extent of the injury was, but it was going to keep him out for at least the rest of this game. On to attempt the extra point now is Byrne. 28-6. Lines are poised. Long count. Finally get the ball down. Punches it through the uprights. 5:12 to go in the ball game. Gaylord's on the board. It's now 28-7. The A-team, Joel Frank, our sidekick of 18 years, Tim Rick, Christopher, our engineer producer. Glad to have you along on a Saturday afternoon of high school football. Beautiful afternoon. So far it's been nice for the Trojans, but they lose their shutout here as the Blue Devils put a nice drive together. And Foster goes the final 3 yards. The extra point is good. It's now a 28-7 ball game. Boy, the Trojans had a chance to put this game in a mercy situation earlier, and they couldn't take advantage of it. Now you hope that they're not going to have a tiger by the tail here. There's only 5 minutes left. I guess that's the good news. Sean Williams is back to field the kickoff. It's bouncing loose, and Gaylord might have it. They do at the 20-yard line.
Boy, poor play on the part of the Trojan special teams.
They sent one man back. Sean Williams was the only return man. They kicked the ball away from him, so he had to come across the field to try to field it. The ball was recovered. I think it might have been Huey that came up with it. And now Gaylord's knocking on the door again at the Trojan 20-yard line.
Well, I don't know if our guys knew it was a live ball. Once it goes 10 yards, it's anybody's ball, and there was no urgency on the part of the Trojan to get on that ball. He walked over to it like it was going to be called dead.
That's incredible. And we know how quickly momentum can change. Now, if Gaylord puts this thing in the end zone quickly, it's only a 2-score game with still 5 minutes to play. Got to keep your heads in the game, boys. Fitzik back to pass. He's going to lob it towards the end zone. Jump ball complete to the 1-yard line. Gaylord first and goal from the 1. That was the tight end, wasn't it, that came down with that ball? That was Zach Pasternak, the tight end, to the 1-yard line. First and goal, Gaylord. That was a jump ball with the defensive back, and Pasternak won that battle. First and goal, Blue Devils at the Trojan 1-yard line. Don't go away, folks. We might have a bowl game yet.
25th or 24th throw of the night.
Under center now, Fitzik on first and goal. Dropped the ball, picks it up, and he's going to lose back to the 2-yard line. Once he went to his knees, he was down. He just wanted to get on that football. Big rugby scrum there around the goal line. Fitzik did not get any, dropped the ball, but did get back on it himself, so it's going to be second and goal. They're going to leave him at the 1-yard line.
Recovered by the Blue Devils.
I don't know.
At the 1. It is second and goal.
This is, I can't believe how the momentum has changed in this game all of a sudden.
Trojans have not done anything in the second half.
They really haven't. They were up 28-0 at halftime.
They took the initial drive of the game, initial kickoff, went right down and scored on their second possession, scored on a special teams penalty, or screw up by the Blue Devils. And
Second
sort of
and goal.
been on coast.
And here goes Foster. He will just walk into the left side of the end zone. He's got 2 touchdowns here in the fourth quarter. And Gaylord has a chance to cut this lead in half. It's 28-13 with 3:45 to go in the ball game. And I guarantee Pazano's going to have 2 guys back on the kickoff return next time.
Well, this is the most points Gaylord scored all year. So they're averaging 1 touchdown a game. They got 13 against Sheboygan. They complete this PAT. This will be their highest scoring output of the year.
Burns on to attempt the 14th point. They get it down. Good penetration, but he still kicks it through. Central 28, but Gaylord's got 14. A big fourth quarter comeback back in 30 seconds on New.
You see it in their eyes, their smiles, the sheer joy of learning. It doesn't come from a book. It comes from a teacher, a passionate professional who makes subject matter come alive. At Traverse City Area Public Schools, teachers inspire students by building relationships, nurturing potential, opening doors to the many possibilities. And the results are plain to see. Traverse City Area Public Schools, giving every child every opportunity to reach higher.
Well, whatever that experimentation was on the last kickoff, it's over this time. Ethan Campbell and Anthony Gradeville are both back.
Yeah, what do you have your quarterback back there receiving for anyway? But Gradeville's a backup.
Here's the onside pooch kick, takes a big bounce. It's loose, and Gaylord might have
Gaylord's
it again.
got it again.
They do at the 40-yard line.
Well, what do they say about the wheels falling off the cart, Joel? 3:30, 3:40 to go, and the Gaylord fans are ecstatic.
And a few folks did make the trip over. And those cheerleaders are certainly into it now. That's the first time I've seen them all afternoon. They're now running back and forth in front of the Blue Devil fans.
You're right. Where were they? And where were they before that?
There's still 3:42 to go in this ball game. Kickoff goes over to Gaylord from the Trojan 41-yard line.
Gaylord calls a timeout here.
They've got.
They want to savor the moment. I think they just want to take the timeout and look at the scoreboard.
Well, maybe the Trojans ought to look at the scoreboard because that 28-0 lead is now down to 14.
You know, people get upset, you know, when people run the score up and they keep the first team in there, and then this is kind of an example of why you can't kind of let up. You want everybody to play. You want those younger guys to play, but you see sometimes need some of that first team leadership in there at the same time.
Well, not only that, but we've seen how quickly momentum can change in a ball game. You just can't take anything for granted. Nothing is a given. And there are no bad teams in this Big North Conference.
No,
their
right.
records may not be great.
Well, a couple of years ago, I mean, it was true. I mean, even Cadillac was awful. Well, now Cadillac, what, they give it to West Branch 57-28 last night.
Well, now you got to be careful. They get in the end zone one more time here. Hokey smokey. 28-14 Central. Gaylord from the Trojan 41. Fitzek's going to put it up down the sideline, overshot. Around the 15-yard line. Nice coverage by Constanza.
First play going for broke. That's a good call.
That's Colin Waters, who's had a feast or famine afternoon, hasn't he?
Well, he had a fumble on his first reception that led to a touchdown. He's had 3 receptions, got 50 yards catching. They've had 5 different receivers catching the ball.
Clock stops at 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game. From the 41-yard line in Central Territory, they've recovered the last 2 kickoffs to put themselves in position. All the starters are back in on defense, with the exception of Josiah Wild. Here's Foster sweeping left. He's at the 40-yard line, and Ethan Campbell wraps him up there after a gain of 1. 3rd down and 9, Gaylord from the Trojan 40-yard line. Now we've got a penalty flag. Now what are they going to call here? Are they going to call a necktie tackle? Ethan Campbell doesn't look very happy. It's got a pacing back and forth. 3 officials. Euchre of the Trojans is trying to, Daniel Euchre is trying to hear what's going on. Now the 4th official comes in.
Foster ran out there and gained nothing. He got right back to the line of scrimmage. So it would be 2nd and 10. But the Zebras are thinking about something else.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against both teams. Offsetting penalty. So does the play stand then?
I think the play stands. Just keeping it at 2nd down.
2nd and 9.
Yes, they are keeping it 2nd down.
2nd and 9 from the Trojan 40-yard line. So give them a gain of 1.
No, now they're calling it 3rd down. They're taking down away from them too. I don't think that's right.
3rd and 9.
Well, yeah, you're right, because
3rd and 9 at the 40.
Fitzek ran the first one, then Foster ran one, so it would be 3rd down.
They've got to get down to the Trojan 31-yard line for a first down. Fitzek from the shotgun here. Still 3:13 clock running now in the ball game. Fitzek fakes the hand. No, he fakes it. Got a man open in the middle of the field. Knocked away. That was intended for Kempfer. Constanza knocked that ball
Kempfer's
away.
calling for
Pass interference.
pass interference, and he might have a case there.
Looked like Constanza went over the top of him, didn't it?
Well, he sure did, but he was going for the ball.
That was a nice fake.
He
by
was going for
Fitzek.
the ball more than Kempfer was.
Kemper was double teamed, but he was open between the two Trojan DBs. And Fitzik put that ball right on the money. 4th and 9 here. Now this could be your ball game from the Trojan 40. 28-14. Gaylord scored a couple of times here in the 4th quarter to make this close.
3 minutes to go.
Cam Lang is back in the game.
Absent in the second half. All their points coming in the first half. Actually 21 in the first quarter. And then they just sort of been on the coast here.
Exhorting the fans to make a little noise here on this 4th and 9 play. Fitzik, low snap. Fields it, gets some pressure, gets hit. Pass knocked away by Campbell.
Nice.
Right at the stakes, and Campbell got hurt.
Nice play by Campbell.
Ethan Campbell is down on the turf. He's up slowly, but he's up. And the Trojans will take over on downs on the incompletion. Nice play as he broke in front of the receiver and knocked that ball away with his left hand.
That was a real good play by Campbell.
And Amy Ream, the trainer's out there to make sure he's okay. Trojans will take over at their own 40-yard line. It seems like an hour ago when they had the ball the last time, didn't it?
It does. They lost 2 kickoffs.
Still 3 minutes left to go, or just 1 tick under it. Williams, pupils in the game out of running back. 1st and 10 from the 40. Up the middle, Gerard Pampool will gain a yard to the 41. And a couple of players are wrapped up here at about the 45. Reese Adel tied up with one of the Blue Devils. They unsort that. Give them a yard on 1st down. 2nd and 9. Gaylord takes their second time out now with 2:49 to go in the game. We'll keep it right here. Don't forget, after the ball game, we pick our Williams Chevrolet player of the game. And then next Friday night, we're on the road for the first of 3 consecutive contests away from Thurlby Field. These Trojans will take on the Petoskey Northmen. And that ball game Friday night, the Bell Tire pregame show gets underway at 6:50. Hope you'll join us here on News Talk 580, Tim.
The next time we'll be at Thurlby would be the last game of the season.
And that's going to be a doubleheader.
That's going to be a doubleheader on a Friday. So the first game is at 4 o'clock and the second one at, 7:30 or so.
Yeah, 5 and 8.
That'll be a long day for us, but a fun game for any Traverse City football fan for sure. I think both teams are probably going to be vying for playoff position.
That could be very important. Central will play Cadillac in that opening game. That game will be in our sister station, 13:10 the score. And then the Allendale West game, a non-conference affair, will be on News Talk 580. 2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain there on the run.
West plays Comstock Park next week, and Allendale's in that conference, so they're playing 2 teams from that conference.
Sean Williams with a keeper to the 40 to the 42-yard line. He'll gain another yard. And now again, we've got some tempers there as Jacob Jeranek, just up from the JVs, has been, he and Reese Adel, a couple of plays now in a row have gotten into it, and the referees have had to separate him.
Only Williams' 4th carry of the night. 5 yards.
Gaylord's got a timeout left here. The clock stops at 2:37. Let's see what they're going to. Is there a penalty? I don't know. Did they throw the players out of the game? Let's see.
Usually you'll see them escorted to the sideline.
They're going to use their last timeout here.
It's really unfortunate if they do get kicked out in this really kind of a worthless time of the game because they're out for the next week as well.
And Central would need Reese Adel against Petoskey certainly on the road. But they didn't get kicked out, so it's a moot point.
Petoskey took it on the chin last night against Sheboygan. They got a 9-6 loss. So Petoskey taking it in lumps. I think they just missed the playoffs last year. First time in a long time.
You know what disappoints me? Central had this game under control. You hate to see them stumble to the finish line. You want the team to finish strong.
Yeah, I thought they would have probably come out, put another 7 on the clock.
And then maybe given some of their young guys a chance to play. But the wind just kind of went out of their sails. Sometimes, you know, when you lose that edge, and that's not to say they did because we're not down there, but they're not playing with the same kind of intensity they did earlier.
That would have put them in the mercy rule. Clock would have been running. Probably been a different ball game, but we just kept Gaylord's hopes open.
And Drew Pampoo's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. I'll tell you what, Gaylord hasn't stopped playing. There's that kid Jaranik again. They're going to stop him short of the 40-yard line. That's going to make it 4th down. They're going to give him at the 40, 4th and 10.
Gaylord's liking the opportunities they've been given. We've given them hope.
I'll tell you what, a couple of teams that were really destitute almost, Alpena and Gaylord, are both going to come away this weekend feeling good about themselves. They've given both Traverse City schools a run for their money.
I think we get the A game of everybody in the Big North, any of the Traverse City teams.
Inside of 2 minutes to go now. Trojans will take their second time out, or their first time out of the ball game. They're up 28-14 here. We're going to take a 30-second break. Well, it turned into a ball game. We didn't think it would, but kudos to Will Cleaver and his Gaylord Blue Devils. They've made a game of it. 4th down now for Central. They're going to have to punt this ball away. Zach Egbert's the punter. Return man back around the 20-yard line.
This is Gaylord's only second punt, or Traverse City's second punt.
End over end punt. Return man comes up the field and makes the fair catch at the 27-yard line. So Gaylord going toe-to-toe with these Trojans now on homecoming. No timeouts left. Trailing 28-14. They've got the ball 1st and 10. 78 yards. 72 yards from the end zone. 73 yards. 1st and 10 from the 27. Defensive end Lang exhorting the hometown crowd to make a little noise.
I know he's trying to get some excitement out of these guys. We got a pretty nice crowd here on the Trojan side. Quite a few came over from Gaylord.
Fitzik, and there's, oh, Adel almost picked it off after he blocked it.
Adel's got like 3 knockdowns, doesn't he?
That's the 3rd knockdown.
Plus he's been helping the refs.
Well, he caught a touchdown pass. And then he probably recovered a fumble. In all honesty, if they'd have gone back to the film, I think a wide receiver from Gaylord fumbled it, and he recovered it about 20 yards downfield. So all things considered, Reese Adel's had himself one busy afternoon. Stops the clock at 1:49 to go, 28-14 Central. Gaylord from their own 27-yard line.
2nd and 10 at the 27.
After the ball game, we'll pick our Williams Chevrolet player of the game. I think Reese Adel has staked his claim to that. Fitzik back to pass from the shotgun, fires it across field, going to be picked off. That's going to be a pick 6 Trojans. Liggett.
Liggett,
Alex
second
Liggett
touchdown there.
Into the end zone for the Trojans, and that will ice it.
Liggett takes it at about the 40-yard line and to the house.
Boy, he timed that beautifully. He's been watching that all afternoon. Fitzik threw that ball across field, and he was just laying in the weeds waiting for that ball, and he took it to the house. Touchdown.
That was a great
Trojans.
break on the ball. That's the spark we wanted to see that finished this game off.
That'll give everybody a little bit better taste in their mouths for homecoming. Porter attempts the extra point and launches it through the uprights. 35 Trojans, 14 Blue Devils. We're going to keep it right here as we have used our commercial commitments. That's more of the stuff right there, Timmy.
That's what we needed.
That's what we wanted to see.
Liggett just made a nice break on the ball. That was a long throw for Fitzik to try and make. And he'd been going to the well a little bit too often. Liggett that time just sort of sitting there patting his glove like Willie Mays and just comes underneath that one, and he goes untouched to the end zone.
What was that, about 25?
40 yards.
Was it that far?
Yeah.
Now up 35-14 with 1:40 to go.
Well, that gives Gorder another PAT.
Gets him closer to the record. He's going to unfortunately run out of games, I think.
He was at about 40 to start the season, so he's got about 20 halfway through the season.
He could.
He gonna do it?
He could conceivably do it, I guess. Here's kind of a pooch kick. Going to be fielded by Foster around the 25-yard line, across the 30, across the 35. That kid's a moose.
He's still mowing along.
He's up to the 40. Remember that?
Sophomore.
Remember that Pratt kid a few years ago at Gaylord? That kid was tough.
He went to West Point, played there.
He was a running back, and then they made him a quarterback his last year.
Yep. That was after McMillan or whatever.
McNamara
graduated, so they bring Pratt in there to run quarterback. I think he ended up playing as a true freshman at West Point.
He was an awesome athlete, too.
Very nice.
92 seconds left in this one. Trojans lead at 35-14.
They're shuffling guys in here.
Fitzik stays in the game at quarterback. Trojans jump offside. Yep. They've got a whole host of new black and gold clad players out there. One of the Trojans looking to the sideline. Austin Pod said, looking for some.
Like, where am I supposed to be, coach?
Tell me.
Put me in.
Well, they're going to say that was offsides or illegal procedure against Gaylord. They moved it back 5 yards.
They say the offensive lineman moved.
So good play by that Trojan defensive line. Meanwhile, Gaylord goes with their frontline players here. The starters remain in the game.
3 receivers to the wide side.
Pump fake. Now they're going to lop it down that far sideline over the top of the intended receiver's head. That was Huey. Defensive back in the ball game now is Brandon Sagi. But the receiver had a step on him down that far sideline, but the ball was thrown out of bounds.
Coach Uli's looking down at this game and wondering how the Thurlby Field had 79 passes thrown in it in one weekend.
Bryant Villagomez is now in the game for TC Central. Second down and 15. Again, Fitzik from the shotgun. From his own 35-yard line. He's going to run it this time. Cuts it to the outside, back to the middle, and gets away from 2 or 3 guys again and goes down at the 42-yard line.
Picks up about 8 yards, but they had that penalty on first down, so they're only going to be.
So it's third and what, in about 7 or 8?
Yeah.
Still shifting players in the ball game. Here comes Austin Weir-Ott in the game.
106. We got a bunch of new Trojans in there.
Fitzik's going to put it up to the close sidelines, threw it over Huey's head out of bounds. Good coverage that time. Over there was Taryn Lutz. Clock stops at 58 seconds to go in the ball game. It'll be 4th down and 7 now for Gaylord. Down by 21 here in the 4th quarter, but they have made a game of it. They've scored 2 touchdowns here in the final 12 minutes to make it close.
Well, they gave the fans a big thrill, too, because it was 28-14, and they recovered an onside kick.
They even woke up the cheerleaders.
I don't know where those cheerleaders came from out of nowhere.
Here's a 4th down pass in and out of the receiver's hands. Hit him right in the numbers, and he dropped it. That was a 4th down play. The Trojans will take over on downs.
We don't have 27 on the roster here.
Well, that ball hit him in a bad spot, Tim.
Yeah, yep, right in the numbers.
That would have been a 1st down, I think, too. No more timeouts for Gaylord. Let's see if the Trojans just take a knee. They've got their starting backfield in there. They're going to go in the victory formation here.
Yep.
They're going to run off a couple of plays here because there's still almost 58 seconds to go. Sean Williams will just take a knee. They'll have to snap it one more time here at least. And the Trojans will have their first Big North victory of the year and go above 500 at 3-2 overall. Gaylord will fall to 0-5 and 0-2 in Big North play.
That was the goal. I think they wanted to get that first conference win.
And it'll be a tough game at Petoskey with that snowplow offense that they run next Friday night.
Just because of the way it's scheduled, the Titans have got 1 extra league win just because of the way the schedule's been.
That should be the final play of the game. They snap the ball to Sean Williams. The junior takes a knee. Everybody heads for the sidelines. Your final, Traverse City Central 35, Gaylord 14.